Hello, and welcome back to this playthrough of Warriors All-Stars. I am Scutlist, and this episode we will be looking to recruit Yukimura Sanada in Japan's Greatest Warrior. Now before we get started, I'd just like to mention that in the past I actually did not like Yukimura's whole character a whole lot, but I've kind of changed my tune with him after he had a whole game centered on him in Samurai Warrior Spirit of Sanada. On a somewhat similar note, I didn't like Dynasty Warriors poster boy Zhao Yun a whole lot, but I kinda came to appreciate him after he had a game centered on him in Dynasty Warriors Godseekers. There may be other Dynasty and Samurai characters that I'm not very fond of that I may come to appreciate if they had a whole game centered on them, or otherwise were just gifted with a lot of screen time, like Wan Swa, for example. But anyway, let's get ourselves started with Japan's Greatest Warrior. Okay, battlefield info, ourselves, Yukimura already on our side, Aeon, Shiki, and generics, and Goku officers. You don't see that very often. For our enemies, just monster enemies. Alright, let's get started. Okay, when we were doing the Tamaki route playthrough, I already talked about Millennia's moveset a bit, but to just kind of repeat, she does have some problems with the spacing of her attacks. In her normal attack combo, she is going to have some problems hitting enemies right in her face. Though on the plus side, the way some of her normal attacks appear does mean that if the enemy in front of her is trying to block, she can actually hit that enemy from behind. And there's no real guarding an attack from behind like that. Now, the player is capable of guarding attacks from behind if your character is equipped with a hero card with the plate armor skill on it. I haven't really talked about hero cards in depth in this playthrough yet, have I? Maybe some other time. Oh yeah, on top of spacing, I also mentioned that she does have a problem in that when you start a charge attack with her, she's kind of committed to just standing there until the charge attack is done. And while I realize that's more or less the same with every character, it's just that the charge attack occurs a little away from her and she's nailed to the spots. So there's a good so if you're surrounded by a lot of enemies, there's a good chance she's going to be knocked out of the attack. Well, okay, not knocked out of the attack, because once the attack gets started, there's not really any stopping it. But the enemies can get a free hit on her when during a charge attack if she's being mobbed. Anyway, we could have gone to those big enemy exclamation marks on the top, but I'm sure they can handle themselves for now. Let's go with the smaller enemy exclamation mark for now. You know, what I was saying earlier about her normal attacks can hit enemies from behind her. In particular, I'll mention her third normal attack where she summons those rakes. You may not have been able to see them very well thanks to the imps. Let me try that again. Yeah, those three rakes right there. They're actually I found they're actually really good at blocking enemies from behind. But anyway, that takes care of that. Let's go deal with these enemy exclamation marks. I'm pretty sure that's where Yukimura was on the map. You know, the Razor Talons are just kind of annoying to fight just because they don't flinch around as much as other enemies. They don't get knocked around by my attacks as much. They don't even bother trying to air juggle those things. They fall like a rock even if you're hitting them. Anyway, next up, wasn't there a door keeping us from going to the southern base earlier? I guess the door opened because now it was part of the mission objective.
Wish I could change her, but
Okay, hold on. I can still attack, so the battle isn't over yet. Maybe something from the bottom half of the map? No, something from the left. And the Sanada Maro now has a spiky symbol, so it's our main camp. And the monsters are coming for it. Let's try our Muso. And that's all the damage it did. I do not like Millennia's Muso at all. I can use her normals and charge attacks effectively, but for the most part, I think she really works better as a support character for her crowd control support ability. Anyway, obviously we don't want the Sanada Maru to fall, but seems all the monster enemies could have gone at the Sanada Maru from two directions, but it seems like they all tried to force their way through just one direction. Hey, makes my day easier. I already mentioned the running triangle attack in another video, and I'll repeat myself in saying that I tend to forget that it's something I can even do. Anyway, since I can see the exclamation mark, the 4-star Yoki is our current target. And my allies have knocked him out of the Muso attack. At least we got the Razor Talent. That time it did appropriate damage. And Setsuna is here now. We still aren't done. I knew the emptiness of the bottom half of the map was suspicious. Anyway, let's start cleaning up here now. I figured as much. They're trying to rush the Sanada Maru. Well, let's see if I can take the main camp before then. Okay, taking that base didn't open that door, so we should probably head back and deal with the attack on our main camp. I think I saw at least one enemy officer dot go into the Sanada Maru. Hold on. No, I guess I didn't. Huh. I see one trying to get in through the left side now, but let's deal with these exclamation marks over here first. And that took out Kusumi all at once. Hold on. It looks like we took out Marie Rose all at once, too. You know, come to think of it, it was obvious the battle wasn't ending with the monsters, because we hadn't seen Yukimura's cutscene yet. Anyway, I think I can take the Setsuna and the enemy main camp before the Sanada Maru falls. But anyway, Millennia's Muso, it seems kind of weird because you can't quite aim it precisely. But when it actually does hit, it pretty much does hit the enemy as hard as you would expect a runaway train to hit them. And that's another case of it weirdly not hitting them, even though I'm pretty sure it crashed straight into them. Stop blocking, please. Alright, and I can't attack anymore. We really are done now.
Yukimura 改めてお願いしたい。どうか私と共に戦ってもらえないだろうか。承知しました。雪村殿。ええ。指揮殿。いいだろうか。
Okay, so at this point we have taken all 3 of the new hero battles that just showed up, and a new redundant hero battle, Mitsunari Ishida's hero battle, has just popped up. And I'll be taking care of his off camera because we've already seen his hero battle in the Tamaki route. But one thing I should mention, where is it? Here we are. We will get a new Keystone battle as soon as we recruit Mitsunari, so next episode we will either be looking at that Keystone battle or flowers on the battlefield. I'll just look at the text that appears when we complete this one and just see which Keystone battle looks a bit more interesting, narratively speaking. So that will about wrap it up for this episode. Next time we will be looking at a new Keystone battle. So until then, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.